Namaste and Satnam yogis. I'm Tracy and this is Yoga Union, where people unite in a quest for wellness of body, mind, and spirit. Whether you're a yoga virgin or a seasoned practitioner, Tracy's Yoga Union has a place for your mat. So let's roll those mats out and get started. Today we're going to do some Kundalini yoga, and nobody expected Kundalini yoga, but I do expect that you will fall in love with this yoga practice. And to get started, let's settle in, finding an easy, cross-legged, seated pose. Relaxing our shoulders, your face, gently closing our eyes. And as we quiet our mind, we begin to notice the breath. Taking deep inhales through our nose as we fill up that belly, followed by a nice long exhale through the nose, pulling that belly button back to the spine. As you settle in, I'll tell you a bit about our Kriya. It's the perfect recipe to create prosperity and abundance. Traditionally, we see those as material things. And so I would encourage us to see prosperity and abundance in terms of our health, our safety, and our peace of mind. Knowing that in order to change our outer circumstances, we must first change that energy within. And so our Kriya will create that inner energy, allowing for greater prosperity and abundance of some of those non-material things in our life. And all good Kundalini Kriyas begin with the Adi mantra, the words Om Namo Gurudev Namo, chanted 3 times. The basic meaning behind this mantra is to connect you to yourself and you to others practicing this Kriya. So we'll inhale our arms up, bringing our palms together, exhaling those palms to our heart center. Closing our eyes, gazing inward. Whenever possible, focusing that inner gaze right there at the middle of your forehead, our Ajna chakra. Nice big inhale, exhale, inhale, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev inhale, suspending or holding your breath at the top of that inhale. Exhale as we slowly release, gentle open of the eyes. We'll do a small warm up here, coming to hands and knees. Starting to move the breath and the body together in cat-cow. Some good alignment, lining up our knees and our hips, our wrists and our shoulders. Using an inhale to lift the chin and drop the belly. Exhale to round the belly and tuck the chin. Inhales our lift. Exhales our round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Coming to a nice neutral spine. We'll push up into our first downward dog for a little warm up here. Moving that dog as needed, or keeping it just steady, warming up the body. We'll walk hands and feet together. Inhale as we lift. Exhale, bringing our palms to heart center. Forward fold. Stepping one foot back and the other. Here's our plank. We're going to lower down for a cobra. You can lower down from the plank like a push-up. But first put the knees down, easing down to the belly to prepare for cobra. Tops of our feet are on the mat. Elbows bent, arms in at our sides. Forehead on the mat. Inhaling head, neck, shoulders. Tuck our toes. Push back into that dog. Walk our hands and feet together. Inhale to lift. Exhale to forward fold. Step back into our plank again. Ease down to the mat for cobra. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale to push back into another dog. Walking hands and feet together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Coming back into that plank one more time. Coming down for cobra. And before moving into that cobra, we'll prepare for our first exercise in this Kriya to create prosperity and abundance. We'll do each of our exercises for a minute. So I've got a nice little sand timer here. And in this first exercise, our cobra, we are going to be moving in and out of the cobra. So preparing first for cobra, we want to keep the tops of our feet flat on the mat. Elbows bent, arms nice and tight in at our sides. Forehead on the mat. We inhale to lift. As we exhale, we're going to turn our head to the left. Inhale, lift into our cobra. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Inhale, lift into our cobra. Exhale, turn that head to the left. Keep this movement flowing with the rhythm of your breath. Our inhale lifts us. Our exhale lowers. Begin to create that energy movement in our bodies. One more. And this time as we lower our cobra, we'll take a few resting breaths in crocodile. So for crocodile, we'll spread our legs apart gently. Toes can flop out or in. Feel which way allows your lower back to release. We'll cross our arms and rest our forehead on the top of that hand. Releasing our crocodile, pushing up into tabletop, moving on to our backs, preparing for bridge pose. And in this bridge, we'll also be moving. But first, setting up for that bridge. Bringing the backs of our heels as close to our bottoms as we can. Feet flat, knees close together, but not quite touching. Arms nice and close in at our sides. Starting our timer for a minute. Our inhale will lift us into that bridge. The exhale is our lower. Inhale's our lift. Exhale is the lower. The top of that lift, you may be right at the bottom of your shoulder blades. Releasing down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, lift. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Again, synchronizing movement and breath. One more inhale to lift. And as we exhale and lower down, we'll step our feet out to the edge of the mat and allow our knees to drop in. Rest and stillness. Possibly using your inhale to bring prosperity to self. And exhaling, sharing that prosperity with others. Hug our knees into our chest. Do a little rock and roll on the length of the spine to bring us into our cross-legged seated position again. Coming back to that comfortable seat. Relaxing those shoulders and face. Eyes closed. So our next exercise is really going to lift that energy up. So arms out. Lift them up overhead. Really spread those fingertips wide. Face those palms together. And here we're just going to move those arms from left, back, right, front. Keep those arms moving in a big circle. We're not moving our torso. We're not rocking on our hips. Just moving that energy all around our upper chakras. Pick a breath pattern here that works well for you. Maybe inhaling one circle, exhaling on the next, or inhale half the circle, exhale the other. Keeping those arms lifted, we'll stop our circles. With those arms lifted, take a nice big inhale, suspending your breath at the top of that inhale. Nice slow exhale as we release those arms down. Maybe roll those shoulders out. Palms back to our knees, eyes closed. Focusing on that inner energy that we're creating. In order to change our outer circumstances, we must first change that energy within. Coming to all fours. Pushing up into a downward dog. Walking hands and feet together. Using that inhale to lift. Exhale brings those palms through to heart center. Finding ourselves in mountain pose for a couple of standing exercises in this great Kundalini Kriya to create prosperity and abundance. So we're going to do a little reset here. With a little happy dance. So we'll inhale those arms up again. Fingertips nice and spread, facing one another. And for the next minute, we're just going to shake it out. Most important thing here is to keep those arms above head. Had to set my timer there. Keep things moving a bit. Get moving some circles. Back and forth. So think of this as a complete reset, shaking it all off. Any of that negative energy, those ideas about material prosperity and abundance, and bringing in some of those ideas of non-material prosperity and abundance. And put a smile on your face. Enjoy. Typically, we'll take a rest between Kriyas and exercises, but here we're going to move right into the next one. Inhaling those arms up, exhaling as we hinge and fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale is our lift. Exhale to hinge and fold. Keep that rhythm going, following breath and movement, synchronizing those together. Using that inhale to bring prosperity to self, and that exhale to share that prosperity with others. Next time we inhale up, we'll stay there, taking a deep breath in and holding our breath at the top of that inhale. And exhale to release that down. Taking a few resting breaths here in the mountain pose. Strong, still mountain. Our last standing exercise is really going to get the energy moving, get the heart pumping, use those lungs. We're going to do some punching and some running in place. Lots of fun, right? So we'll bring those palms in, create some fists with your thumbs inside the fist there. Getting ready to do a little punch in here. Now as we punch left and right, see if you can make that breath audible. So it's the exhale on that punch. And then when we get started, we'll do some running in place with that punch for a minute. So let's start that punching first. Left, right, exhale, exhale. And then just start some running in place. Stopping all movement. Coming back to our mountain. Closing our eyes. Feeling or imagining that energy moving from feet to hips to core, shoulders, arms, hands, throat, face, and our crown. And as we start to wind it down, we'll redo a few of the exercises from the beginning. Coming to the front of our mat here. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling as we fall forward. Stepping back into that plank. Lowering down for our cobra. Instead of moving our cobra this time, we're going to keep it static for 30 seconds. So prepare for cobra. Inhale into that cobra. And exhale. So breathe in the stillness of the cobra. Exhale to release. Resting for just a few breaths here in that crocodile again. Coming to tabletop. Moving on to our backs. Coming back to that bridge. A static bridge this time. Also for 30 seconds. Bringing those heels as close to the bottom as possible. Arms tighten at your sides. Palms facing down. Inhaling into that bridge. Maybe this time rolling those shoulder blades under. Really pushing up through the hips here. Keeping those knees close together. Soles planted on that mat. Using your next exhale to release that bridge. Feet out wide. Letting those knees drop in together for a few resting breaths. Hugging those knees in to rock and roll up to our cross-legged seated position. One more exercise. Palms resting gently on our knees. Nice straight back and level chin. Gently closing those eyes. We're just going to move on our hips from left, back, right, and center. This is called the Sufi grind. Again, creating a breath pattern that works for you. Possibly an inhale as we move through the circle once. And exhale the next time around. Or inhaling through half and exhaling through the other half of that circle. Using that inhale to bring prosperity to self, and that exhale to share that prosperity with others. Coming back to center, taking one last deep inhale and holding that breath at the top of our inhale. As we exhale, we'll move on to our backs for Shavasana. Allowing those feet to flap out to the sides with the legs a comfortable distance apart. Arms also out to our sides. Palms facing up. Knowing that this part of our practice is the most important. Here's where body, mind, and spirit begin to process our Kriya. Allowing that energy that we created through different spinal movements, different movements of our arms, our legs, in all kinds of directions. Inside of our body, our auric, our radiant body. Allowing all of that to begin its work. Starting to bring some awareness back to the body. First with the breath, lengthening and deepening our inhales and our exhales. And with some gentle movements, wiggling fingertips and toe tips. Maybe twirling at the ankles and wrists. Nice full body stretch from fingertips to toe tips. As we Hug those knees into our chest. Bringing the soles of the feet together, palms together. Giving those a vigorous rub to create some heat, some grounding from our practice. And we'll end with just a quick set of twists here. Palms out to a T. Inhale, and as we exhale, we'll drop those knees to the left. And our head to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale, center again. Taking a few more rock and rolls on the length of that spine. Before we come back to that cross-legged, easy seated pose. Inhaling our arms back overhead. Exhaling those palms to heart center. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Sat Nam. Sat Nam and peace.